If you run a production company and your primary focus is increasing the production value, you're getting left behind. And I don't mean that in a motivational way. I mean it practically. You're going to feel that in your pricing, your client quality, and how replaceable you are. The truth is, the relationship between agencies, production companies, and clients has already changed. It's not changing. It has changed. And in this video, we're going to dive into how you can stand out amongst all of the ocean of crap out there that is all style and no substance. So if you're new here, my name's Adam, and in this 5-part video series, I'm going to talk about the changing landscape of agency and video production company relationships, the structure of video production companies that are falling behind, and how to avoid any issues going forward while scaling your video production company. I've run my own production company for over a decade. I've watched this entire industry shift in real time. I've worked with agencies, direct with clients, and everything in between. I've made a shitload of mistakes along the way, but I've also built a business that can and has survived the ebbs and flows of the industry. So first, let me explain how things used to work. This is not new, but 10 to 20 years ago, the lanes were very clear. Agencies owned the creative and the client relationships, and production companies executed. The agency handed you the treatment, the shot list, and maybe storyboards. You showed up, captured it, and delivered it. And it was a clean handoff. Then things started to change. Agencies got busy, then they didn't, then they got busy again. Then the market was flooded with new agencies in the 2010s once the model became trendy. And throughout that time, a lot of the bigger agencies downsized. They lost a lot of the bandwidth, but they still wanted to maintain the volume of work and the same margins. So more responsibility was then getting pushed downstream to production companies, especially the ones who had experience and could handle it. At the same time, production companies were doing a lot of the real work, all while agencies were reluctant to introduce them directly to clients. Not because production companies wanted to steal relationships, but because the agencies didn't want the clients to fully realize how much of the work was actually being outsourced while markup was being added. And then clients started noticing. They started asking the simple question, if the production company is doing the work, why am I paying the middleman? And that's a fair question. That question is how agencies started to get bypassed for video-specific work, especially in the small to mid-market space. Now, here's the part that younger production companies misunderstand, and it took me some time to figure out myself. They think that showing up with the camera and delivering high-quality video is still a viable business model in 2026. It's not, and it hasn't been for a while. Quality is expected, execution is expected. If all you sell is production, you'll be treated like a commodity and you'll get compared, undercut, and replaced. That's not an opinion, that's just how the marketplace works when the baseline is high and the barrier to entry is low. Now, just to be clear, I still think agencies matter, especially at the highest levels. If you're working on massive broadcast campaigns, agencies still often drive the ship. Though not always true, my production company has handled national and international campaigns direct to client in the past, so maybe this is a microcosm of where things are going, but time will tell. Either way, most production companies don't live in that world, and they don't need to. The opportunity is in the middle market where brands want speed, specialization, and fewer vendors. So what does this mean for you? If you want to stop being treated like a line item, you need to be involved earlier in the process. As early as humanly possible, in fact. Not because you want to become an agency, but because being earlier gives you influence, clarity, and most of the time, more budget. Vendors show up after the thinking is done, but creative partners help do the thinking. They infiltrate relationships and provide value as early and as often as possible. So try this on your next sales call. If a client says, we already have a concept, we just need you to shoot, you're late, right? And that's fine. This is not the end of the world, but your job now is to get your foot in the door and work to build a relationship on trust. If they say we're trying to figure out what to say and how to say it, you're early, or in my case, you're on time. Now's your time to shine. This is your opportunity to build long-lasting relationships. So if you have one goal to take away from this, it's to try and get into these conversations with your clients as early as possible. And you can do that by training and educating your current clients and just how you handle your conversations. And you want to set an expectation that you want to be involved as early as possible because you have creative solutions that you could provide. And we'll talk about that in the other videos later. And that's the shift that's already happened. All right, guys, that's it for this video. This is the first video in a series of videos that I'm going to be releasing over the coming days. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit like on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.